So you got your fancy Sony camera to record your video podcast, and now you're wondering, how the heck do I record audio into this camera?
Well, in this video, we're going to show you the easiest way to record a two-person video podcast on a Sony camera using the brand new RØDE wireless micro camera kit. We'll start off by making Veronica set this shot up that you see here with the Sony ZV-E10 and plugging the wireless micro directly into the camera, show you exactly how to do that. Then we'll talk about all of the different methods and the different microphone configurations that top creators are using to sync their audio up with any Sony camera. And finally, I'll finish the video off saving you from disaster, avoiding distortion and bad audio levels that will ruin all of your recordings by showing you the exact adjustments that you'll need to make to any Sony camera you're using so that it gets the proper, perfect audio levels with the RØDE wireless micro, including how you can split the signal or merge the signal and how the new simple menu inside of the RØDE wireless micro works.
And let me tell you, if I was able to do it, you can do it too. It was fun and it was simple.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's do it. For this setup, we're going to use our all-around favorite camera for creators, especially beginners, the Sony ZV-E10, and pair that with our favorite lens for this camera, the Sigma 60mm. We need an SD card, and we love the Lexar Professional 128 gigabytes, as well as a dummy battery, and yes, that's what they're called. And we'll finish it off with the RØDE wireless micro camera kit and the cute little red 3.5mm cable that comes with it. And if you want all the links and Sony camera settings and hacks for video podcasting, just comment Sony in the comments and I'll share the link with you.
The white dot matches the white dot.
See?
I'm fine.
I'm not about to
show. So cool looking. So simple.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And now the cable
Mm-hmm.
that attaches to the camera and to the receiver, because that's how they communicate with each other.
That was beautiful.
Hey, I'm interrupting this video to tell you about Podcast Your Way, our new adaptive podcast growth and education platform that gives you everything you need to go from ideation to creation to press and publish on your very first episode. Podcast Your Way learns you, it helps you explore high interest topics tailored to your goals, your style, and your budget. Our studio builder helps you pick the right equipment for your setup and bundles everything you need into one convenient Amazon link. And our episode builder helps you craft and write episodes instantly in your tone and in your voice. Podcasts that succeed are the ones that have a team behind them. And with Podcast Your Way, we built a platform that becomes that team. It's everything you need in your corner working for you. Check it out at podcastyourway.com. You can try it for free right now.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Veronica.
Hey. So the shot that you are seeing and hearing right now, we are recording with the Sony ZV-E10 and the Sigma 60mm lens. And we're recording the audio directly into the Sony camera using the wireless micro. The receiver is connected directly to the camera and we don't have any cables around us. This is a very simple setup that I was able to pull it off myself with the instruction of Steven.
I like bossing people around.
What I like about the setup is that I can move my hands freely. I forget about the audio completely that is being recorded. You know, when you're holding a microphone in your hand, like you just have to make sure that the microphone is at a certain distance and that you just don't pull away from the microphone, which I've done many, many times, and then the audio is just not recorded properly. So that's the beauty and convenience of a microphone like this, like the RØDE wireless micro.
Yeah, I agree with that too. As an uptight sound guy, it makes me comfortable that I don't have to worry about your microphone technique. Because yeah, you start pulling away and then we're in the middle of the episode and I'm like, how do I tell her that she needs to get closer to the microphone again?
Also, what I like about the micro, unlike the wireless Me that we have too, or the wireless Go, is that it's not as big. Like the wireless Go was just this square thing so big. Look how small it is. and it looks nice.
And the magnetic feature on the back too, so it can, any type of clothing that you're wearing, it could clip, but it also still has a clip too.
Yeah, so what do you think about the audio? Let us know in the comments. If you want a more podcasty look for that, this is one of the options that I like, which is the Rode Interview Pro, and it's a wireless microphone, and it's going to give you that podcasty look. You're still holding a microphone, and it's going to be plugged into your camera.
Yeah, and also the other thing that happens with these microphones too is you do get a lot more plosives, those harsh P noises, especially when people hold it like this. If you wanted to get the perfect audio setup, you'd actually have it approaching your mouth like this, and then you wouldn't get the P noises. But because of the proximity that you get from these podcast microphones, that's how you get that low broadcast, like classic podcast sound. And this microphone is extra cool for so many reasons. It's one of my favorite pieces of equipment because it actually comes with a hard drive in the microphone too. And it has a record button, so you can record the audio onto the microphone. But if you do want to record this microphone or plug two of these microphones directly into your camera, you can do that with any of Rode's receivers that support that. For example, there's this one here, and we've done videos about this. Here's the RX, and RX stands for receiver, and this is the Wireless Me. They also have the Wireless Pro, and both of those will actually support two of these, will be sent to this receiver wirelessly, and then you would plug it into the camera the same way that we have the Rode Wireless Micro receiver plugged in.
So it comes to a matter of taste, because both microphones capture very good audio, and also the type of show or episode that you're recording. Like, for example, if you are recording an interview, like walking on a path or something like that, I imagine that it will be for you to use something like this instead of something like this.
Yeah.
And also, if your guest is not used to microphones, and it's going to be a challenge for them to adopt proper microphone technique, then this is a better option, definitely.
Yeah, this one really is going to be a winning option if you're going to like events or conferences, because that's where proximity is even more important. And that way you could hand one of these to the person you're interviewing, and even if there's a lot of noise in the background. Now you're talking about different configurations, different ways that people are syncing their audio up to a camera. Now we know that a ton of people every month thousands of people are searching for video podcast camera. And we have a really cool video right here where we talk about the best cameras. But I think what people are really searching for with that is they are wondering, how the hell do I hook up like audio to this thing? That's really tricky. That's a big pain point for a lot of us. You can either record the audio directly into your camera like we're doing now, or you can record your audio into a computer and record your camera into the computer as well too. This receiver that we have plugged into the camera and plug it into a computer instead. And then your audio converter in the computer would do a better job of that. The USB conversion would do a better job than this 3.5 millimeter jack going into. And we could select this camera as our source or a 4K adapter. And then we would select the Rode Wireless Micro as the audio source or the audio input. And then the syncing gets done in Riverside, or the syncing gets done in one of those applications. That's the all-around best method for most of us, because the loss in quality, the loss in video quality is an okay compromise for the increase in workflow efficiency and the
Inconvenience.
Yeah, and the decrease in headaches. Okay, so now, welcome! Okay, so now I'm gonna...
Yeah, so now this is really cool.
Yeah.
When Rode came out with their wireless micro, it was just for iPhone. And now
they have the camera
Yes,
kit,
now they-
and this camera kit is amazing. The technology is so simple, and I'm going to show you now exactly how it works. I'll show you the menu settings on the receiver that's plugged into the camera right now. I'll show you how to get the perfect levels. I'll show you the difference between split and merged, and I'll also show you how to set up the menu settings specific to any type of Sony camera you're on. So the first thing to notice in the receiver up here is we get audio levels for each microphone separately. This way you can see that this one is working. This is number 2. And you can see that this one is working. This is number 1. But if you look at the audio meter here on the Sony camera, you'll see that each microphone is being evenly distributed to both the left and the right channel, or channel 1 and channel 2 evenly. And that is because the Rode receiver is actually set on merged. So let's talk about the difference between merged and split. Merged, just like you're seeing here, will send each microphone to the left and the right channel evenly. The Rode receiver actually defaults in this merged setting, and you'll see an M in the center there indicating that. And that's because this is the safest mode to work in. But if you want a more advanced mode and you'll be working with an editor, then using the split mode can be a really cool feature. What I love about this Rode receiver especially is its simplicity, and check out how simple this menu is. If you click on the square here, it opens up the menu. There's only 4 options. If we go to output mode, we have merged or split. Let's go ahead and press the square again to select split, and then we can use the up arrow here to navigate to back and press the square again to get out of the menu. And look, the S has now changed. Now notice on the Sony camera, when I speak in microphone 2, it's only coming through channel 2 or the right side. Conversely, if I speak into microphone 1 here, it is only coming through the left side or channel 1 on the Sony camera. This is really great because this allows the editor in post-production to separate these 2 channels and use their professional audio processing on each individual speaker separately. This is really cool for things like EQ. You would EQ my voice, for example, totally different than how you would EQ Veronica's voice. But it's also really cool for noise reduction. You could put on a noise reduction software or even an auto mute feature on the person who isn't speaking, and that will clean up your whole episode tremendously and add a lot of articulation and clarity. However, word of caution here. If you're not working with an editor or you're very clueless in the ways of editing, it's probably a better idea for you to keep this on merged, because one speaker is going to be panned to the left side and one speaker will be panned to the right side, which can create all sorts of funky issues for your listeners if you don't make sure later in the edit that those individual tracks get sent back or panned back to the middle or evenly distributed to the left and the right. So let's put it back into merged, and now let's take a look at the output level and configuring the proper audio levels in any Sony camera. And we just click on the box here, we go down to output mode, click on the box again, and let's switch it back to merge, click on the box, and we can go to back if we want. Now this is perhaps one of the most important things for you to pay attention to. If the signal is coming in too hot, your entire episode, your entire recordings will be distorted, they'll sound nasty, and they'll be unusable. On the flip side, if they're not loud enough and you're not getting a good signal to tape, as they say, then you're gonna get a lot of noise, a lot of extra buzz, and not quite as high quality of a recording as you could. As the Sony camera's default, the audio record level will be quite high. And that's because that audio record level is the setting that comes defaulted for the built-in microphone of your Sony cameras. If you leave the Sony camera at this setting, it will be way too loud for both this Rode receiver and really any wireless microphone that you're gonna hook up to your Sony camera. So what Rode recommends, and also what Sony officially recommends, is to find your audio recording level in the menu and to turn that audio recording level down to about a 5, anywhere really between a 3 and a 7. So let's take a look at how that works here on the Sony ZV-E10, and this process is very similar on any Sony camera. I have an incredible resource for you where I actually show you screenshots and walk you through step-by-step how to make these adjustments on your specific Sony camera. If you type Sony into the comments where you're watching this, I will send you the link to that resource. So here on the Sony ZV-E10, we have 2 menu buttons. We have the regular menu button at the top, and then we have the FN menu. And yes, that stands for fun. All right, it stands for function, I think. But when you click on the FN menu, it actually brings up a little handy lower thirds menu. This is a menu you can actually customize, but as it comes out of the box, look, we have a little microphone icon right there in the top left corner. That is where we set our recording level. If I click the center button here, it will bring me into that menu. And here is my audio record level. Notice I already have it set at 7, which is kind of the sweet spot for this camera, using it with these wireless microphones. But you'll notice even at a 7, if we look at the audio meter here, that audio is coming in way too hot. This meter will actually give us the decibel range of the input. And as a good rule of thumb, audio purists and engineers will tell you to try to aim for or average around the -12 area. What that does is it gives you what they call headroom up here, so you never get into the red or distort. This level, as it is now, will absolutely distort, and my entire audio recordings for this take would be ruined. They would all be distorted. Even if I come and turn this audio level down by clicking into the left side of my little wheel over here, I can actually press and click into it to make adjustments. I am still getting too hot of a level. So this is where you'll actually need to make an adjustment on the Rode receiver. And thankfully, again, this is super easy. Let's just go ahead and click on the square again to bring up the menu. And now let's press down again until we see output gain and press the square again. By pressing the arrows, we can toggle between those 3 different options. Let's just bring it down 1 and press the square to confirm, up to go back, And now look, this little icon in the middle has changed. I'm now seeing only 2 blue bars instead of 3, indicating that I've lowered my output volume. And now when I speak into the Rode microphone, that level is looking a lot better. It's not quite distorting. And since this will be clipped on my shirt, this will actually be more of the level down here. Look, I'm averaging right around that -12 sweet spot, and I'm giving myself the perfect amount of headroom. Now I can confidently press the circle button here in the middle of my little wheel that will exit the audio record level menu. I can see that it's set to 7 here, so I can press function to get out of that menu back into my regular view. And we are good to go. Check out that audio level and the audio meter. Now, what if you don't see these audio meters show up in your little preview viewfinder here on your Sony camera? That could be because you need to change your display settings. Notice over here, we have this DISP. If we click into that or push into the top of the wheel, we'll find buttons at the top, bottom, left, and right of this wheel. If we push into where it says display, we'll see our display options change. We can keep pressing and get many different options with many different tools and meters. Notice here now, I don't see my audio meters at all. This is our cleanest view that we get, and sometimes the view that we really like, because we just want a nice clean view, and we just want to see whether or not we're recording. But if I continue to press display once more, I see a histogram down here, which is a tool that helps us get exposure levels, but now I see my audio meter. Pretty cool tip, right? Make sure you give me a thumbs up for that one. And remember, again, you can comment Sony right here where you're watching, and I'll send you a list. It's a free resource with screenshots and step-by-steps for specific Sony cameras to really adjust even more than these settings, not just audio, but other settings, so that you can set up your Sony camera perfect to work as a video podcast camera. Comment Sony, homie. All right, you're ready to record your podcast. Whew. All right, now that you've got your sweet Sony camera all set up, you've chosen the microphone that you want to use, you know the different ways that you can set up and use professional quality microphones with your Sony camera. Now there's one important piece of the puzzle missing, and that's lighting. In next week's video, I'm going to unpack and walk you through all of the best setups and considerations for podcast lighting. We'll look at the most basic, budget-friendly, all the way up to the most professional that the top creators, video podcasters, and YouTubers are using right now. So make sure you subscribe, comment Sony if you want that free resource, and check out the video here.